Welcome to shot number 1. Only 99 more to go. Alright? This is probably the easiest shot in the whole test. It's pretty self-explanatory. It's just straight follow. I'll talk about some mistakes that you might make while you're doing this shot, but I really want to talk about the setup. I'm going to shoot one shot. It's mostly a speed shot for most of you. It's okay. It's mostly a speed shot. You can make some errors, and we'll talk about it. What I really want to talk about, and it's very important, is how we set up the balls. You can see I'm using the illuminated cueing ox projector system. It's great. Highly recommend it. If you want to take the test, you're not going to need anything more than a way to mark the tables. I use the little paper hole reinforcements. You know, I have one here and one here, and you're only going to need 2 pieces of paper. So you're not going to need the whole system. I recommend that you get it, but you need 2 pieces of paper for your targets, maybe some more later on, and a way to mark the table. Now this is really important. The whole test is based on angle recognition. So if you're off a little bit, it can make a big difference. I'm going to be hounding you throughout the whole video. But here, we just want to mark it right at the intersection of these 2 diamonds and these 2 diamonds. You know, make sure you do a good job. Take your time, alright? It's 100 shots, but I kept you in mind. I'm not going to have you set up a different shot every single time. We're going to shoot, I believe, 16 shots. The first 16 using these 2 marks. So make sure you're a little meticulous. Take your time, get that set up. And those 16 shots, they make up section 1 of the test, broken down into different sections for you. Alright, but be meticulous. And when I use the paper hole reinforcements, sometimes if you sit the ball right in the middle there, or the object ball right there, it might hop out of there. You know, it might act a little funny. I don't like that, so I cut them in half. So I have like a half moon here. So I put the ball there, but when it goes that way, it's not jumping over anything. You know, that might help you a little bit. And shot number 1, it would be set up like this. The left edge of the cue ball, my left, your right, goes right over where the middle of the mark is. All right, so it's a half ball. It's 1 inch or 1 1/8 inches to the right over here. All right, and how we're gonna use those marks is we're gonna use it right there. Another time we might move it over a full 2 inches, and then sometimes we're gonna put it right there. So you're gonna shoot 16 here. Some of the mistakes people I see make here, probably the most common, is people steer the ball in. Every time they're cutting the ball from right to left, they might steer it. So you might see some of this. They might make the ball. I hit it a little bit lower than I wanted to there. That's because of the last second correction they make. But say they hit it high enough and they still steer it. Here, it looks real ugly. I have a tough time. I might miss the ball, right? But what I'm going to do is I'm going to kind of swipe to the right here, because a lot of people do that. They twitch, you know, like that, and then they get a little spin. Just messes everything up. Like I said, this is a very simple shot. You know, if you're not executing it, it should be easy for you to pick up your mistake on it. And it probably is the easiest shot in the book. And you saw the scoring system. If you make the ball and you land on the target, you get 2 points. You make the ball and you hit the target, maybe you hit it a little too hard. You hit it, but you don't land on it, you get 1 point. If you miss an object ball ever, you get 0 points, even if you hit the target. And if you never hit the target, something like this. You come up short, 0 points. So we have 100 shots. You can get 10 points on every shot, and you can try to shoot 1,000, which will never happen. But the goal is, there's a couple of goals. I need to add shots to your game, and I promise to do that. We're starting off relatively simple. Don't worry, it gets difficult real quick. So we need to add shots to your game. And how this all came to be, I didn't just want to invent some kind of game or something, or a scoring thing. The hardest thing, or one of the hardest things for me as an instructor to teach my students, is angle recognition. When they're faced with a certain angle, for me to teach them what they can and cannot do. People do not recognize the difference between that angle and this angle, or even this angle. They group them all together, and it can make a real big difference if you learn how to recognize what you can and can't do when faced with certain angles. So you're going to develop that, and I promise you're going to add shots to your game.